Alright, part 3, let's finish up this section. So this next piece comes from a set of 3 drawings called scratch art. We did them on Photoshop using tablets. One was in black and white, one was in color, and one was an image with a color overlay that we had to erase. The one that I decided to print out was the color one, and aside from it being my favorite of the 3, this was also my favorite piece of work that I created in the entirety of this course. It's a piece I call Rain on Me, and it actually happened kind of by accident. So I was messing around in Photoshop and had this circle tool and this color tool. I kind of placed a bunch of circles all the way around until I made this shape like a cloud because I was kind of focusing on the color and didn't actually notice that I made a cloud. I liked the cloud enough to kind of use that idea. And I always associate clouds with rain, so I thought that I should make it be raining. But rather than raining rain, obviously because it's a cloud of color, for a cloud of color to be raining color, I thought that was really cool. So that's kind of what I did here. However, I needed it to be raining on somebody, so I kind of like to put myself in my art. So I kind of drew myself right there with an umbrella getting rained on by this color cloud. In terms of concept, it was there, a cloud raining onto a guy, me, with an umbrella. I thought really kind of basic, but I liked it. And in terms of the color, it was there. I only focused one part of the picture in color, and the rest of it kind of, monotone. So I like that, as well as each component of the picture kind of speaking for itself so you notice the whole thing. I really like that. Finally, kind of a bit of trivia. You can't see this on the camera, only in real life. But when I printed this out, there was something wrong with the photo paper, or I guess something wrong with Photoshop or the ink or something. And there are little white lines going all the way across here, rather than just an all black background as I originally made it. However, if you look kind of right here at around this point, if you look really close, it looks like the cloud is popping off of the page, like it's in 3D. The first time someone pointed that out to me, I was really amazed, and my art teacher actually suggested that we print out a new one because I didn't originally, have those white lines there, but I thought it was so much cooler that way. So I kept this I guess kind of, technically speaking, this error copy. I signed my name down there in silver sharpie because I thought we were going to hang these in the halls, however we didn't. Regardless, still a really nice picture with my signature. So that is Rain on Me. The next project is actually kind of a bit of a sculpture project, and it's called, well, it was called a soapstone. We carved a soapstone, which is pretty much filing a rock. Not the best of projects, probably one of my least favorite next to the still lifes. However, this is what I ended up with. We were encouraged to make it abstract, really, and considering I really didn't know what I wanted to do with this carving soapstone thing, I pretty much did that. I wanted to make it like Squidward's house, and I actually ended up making it kind of like look like a tiki guy, but just you know, it was just really hard to carve. I mean, it was, relentless work, just, you know, trying to file the edges and stuff just to make it look like something. So I just ended up kind of with this guy. I wanted to kind of make the back a little bit, kind of sleek and curved. But other than that, I just didn't know what I was doing, really. This actually was in the display case for a little while, kind of prematurely because nothing was really put in the display case. So I had to make a little title card with it, and I actually think I like the title card more than the actual project. But I decided to call it radio surgery, kind of because I know that's a real term, and I thought this guy could use some radio surgery because he's got, kind of like eyes, a mouth, maybe a bit of a nose here. And in addition to that, I was actually listening to the New Found Glory album by the same name quite a bit as I was making this, and around the time I was making this, so I thought it was a fitting title for this piece. But yeah, that's my soapstone. The next project is called a triptych, which is a series of pictures that work well together as one as well as separately. Let me explain as I show them. We got to use any medium we wanted, and we had to draw a landscape. So I decided to use watercolor and Sharpie, and points to you guys if you can guess why I chose Chicago as my landscape. But I did. So this is the first kind of, I guess, picture of the 3. And whenever I think of big cities, I always think of kind of a washed out background and then really intricate detail with, like, I guess, yeah, intricate pen detail and stuff. Kind of when I draw cities, that's what I think of. So when I draw big cities, so that's what I did. I kind of used a washout. I kind of used a washed out watercolor technique in the back, and then using a Sharpie, created intricate detail to the city. So that was the first the first of the 3 drawings. The next one kind of working well in itself because it's just one small building in the distance, kind of focusing on the sky and the water on that one, but it goes together like that. And then the last one is this building in the foreground, which goes over there, works well in itself as well as together. So that is my triptych watercolor painting of Chicago. I really would like to maybe get a frame and hang that up on the wall. I really like this type of styled art. I'm glad my technique was done really well in that piece. Alright, finally this next project, which is actually the last one I have to show, is kind of a bit of a compilation, and you guys are like, well, you just showed us all your artwork from this class, why are you showing us a compilation? Well, this is actually like a project in itself. We were supposed to make this kind of accordion book, which I'll kind of open up in a minute, of all the projects that we did in this class. But I thought I'd show the front and the back. I actually didn't finish it because I just, again, ran out of time. I kind of overestimated, underestimated things. But we print made the cover, which we kind of carved a styrofoam plate, inked it, and then kind of put it down. And actually, this, as abstract as this may seem, it actually is supposed to be something. This is the Foster the People Torches guy. That's Rayquaza, and that's the follow-up with Keyhole. However, I erased all the detail, kind of combined it into one, turned it this way, colored that in because I thought it looked like an eye, and called it my cover. I also have the quotes, "Until your breathing stops forever," and then the back, which is I kind of went along the same concept. I had Deoxys in there, the Xenoblade sword, and then kind of just some random shapes down here. But this one says, "I hope they taste of me forever," which are lines from Chicago is So 2 Years Ago by Fall Out Boy. So yeah, this would have gone on the back ideally, but unfortunately, like I said, it wasn't finished. So yeah, we could pretty much construct these books however we wanted. I just kind of wanted to, I guess, go a little bit above and beyond, again, with the quotes and kind of using this gold and silver. But I can still kind of show you what I guess it would have been like. So essentially, I wanted to construct it where I had the picture of my work, the title of it, a description of what it was, and my thoughts kind of as I was making it, and then a little doodle. So I'll show you a page that actually has those qualities. We'll go with this page. I don't know if I actually explained this guy's name, but yeah, I named my seal cookie jar Porcelain because it's like a pun on porcelain, but it's a seal, so porcelain. But essentially, again, picture, the name of the project, a little description, and then a little doodle over here. So I did that for, again, like all the ones I was able to do it for. Actually, I actually took this picture. I had a white glove I put on, and I held that hand grenade as the cover, and I kind of did this on paint, just kind of added in some text to kind of show off my project. But yeah, the only thing in here that I kind of want to make note of is how I mentioned that scratch art stuff. This is actually the black and white piece that went to the set of 3. Kind of, I call it Starstruck. I guess it's kind of just me as if I was like famous walking down the red carpet. Kind of flashes of light, or flashes from the camera. I guess it could just be flashes of light, but yeah. That was that one. And then the other one I wanted to show was, I actually took a screenshot of the Then and Now series episode where I was showing the Sonic Adventure model, put this orange overlay over it, erased it to look like a Dreamcast logo, and wrote Sega Dreamcast there. So that was the trilogy of those scratch art pieces. But yeah, the rest of it is just blank. Unfortunately, never finished it. Kind of wish I did, but I didn't. So that is, I guess, it for the drawings from this year's art class, this past year's art class, 2012-2013. And in the next section, we will take a look at my pieces of art from the 2011-2012 art class that I took. Actually, it was more like 2012 because this class was an all-year class, but the one last year was only a half-year class in 2012, so like the beginning of 2012. I'm getting so confused with all these dates and stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next part. Finn.